So hello students, today we are going to discuss a new topic, okay, and the topic is about parallel lines and transversal. Okay, so we all know what is parallel line. See, consider L and M. These are two lines. Okay, now these two lines are parallel if the distance between these two lines, that means this distance and this distance, if they are always equal, the distance between the two lines if always are equal, then two lines are what? Parallel. Okay. And this is the main condition when two lines are parallel, that when two lines are separated by equal distance. Now they are separated by the equal distance now, so that's why they are said to be parallel. And one very common example of parallel line in our practical life is what? Railway tracks. The railway tracks are always separated by the same distance. Okay, that's why they are considered as a parallel lines. So next topic is what? When we are going to discuss about the parallel lines, we have to discuss one more topic, and this is what? Transversal. Okay, so transversal is what? It is what? The line which intersect two or more lines at distinct point. The line which intersect two or more lines at distinct point. Now distinct means what? So the point should be the different one, not with the same point. See, 1, 2, L and M, two lines are there. Okay, now there is suppose a line, say P is another line. Now P intersect the line L in that point and also line M in that point. These 2 points are different, that means these 2 points are distinct. That's why the P is considered as a what? Transversal. And one condition is what? Transversal must be intersect two or more lines, not less than the two lines. Okay, so this is called transversal. And whether the lines are parallel or not parallel, suppose the lines are like that, this time the lines are not parallel, but still we get another line which intersect two distinct points. This time also this is considered as a transversal. Okay, so the transversal does not depend upon the whether the lines are parallel or not parallel. Okay, so next another topic. See, for two parallel lines, suppose we have taken two lines M and N. We have taken two lines M and N, and again we have taken one transversal like that, and the transversal name suppose L. Okay, then what will happen? Say this angle 1, this angle 2, this angle 3, and this angle 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again this angle 5, this angle 6, this is 7, and this is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now thing is what? When the lines will be parallel, if these M and N lines are parallel, then angle 1 equal to angle 5. That means this angle and this angle, these two angles will be equal. Why? Because they are corresponding angle. Now corresponding angle is what? The angle which lie on the same side of transversal. The angle which lie on the same sides of transversal, and one angle should be exterior. This is the exterior angle now, because this is in outside, and one angle is in interior. That means this is in the inside, because these angles lie in between these two lines, so this is in inside, so it is considered as the interior, and this is considered as the exterior. So these type of angles are known as corresponding angle. So 1 equal to 5. Similarly we can say angle 2 equal to angle 6. Same condition, corresponding angle. Okay, so next we can say 4 equal to 8. Angle 4 equal to 8. Angle 4 equal to angle 8, because this time this is interior and this is exterior. Okay, the condition is also same. Why? What is the condition? The condition is corresponding angle. And last one we have 3 equal to 7. 3 equal to also 7. This is also the same condition. The condition is what? Corresponding angle. These all angles are equal because of corresponding angle. therefore they are equal. Okay, next we have another condition. This angle 4 equal to angle 6. When two lines are parallel, then angle 4 equal to angle 6 because of alternate interior angle. Because of what? Because these two angles are alternate interior angle. Next we have angle 3 equal to angle 5. This angle and this angle, they are equal. Why? Because they are also alternate interior angle. Same condition. Okay. And last we have 1 equal to 7. Now this angle 1, angle 1 equal to angle 7. Why? Because alternate exterior angle. This time we have got this is as a alternate exterior angle. And one condition more, angle 2. Angle 2 equal to also angle 8. Because of what? The same condition, alternate exterior angle. Next, angle 4 and 5. Angle 4 and 5. These angles are lying on the same side of transversal, and these two both angles are what? These both angles are interior angle. So 4 equal to 5, they are interior angle lying on the same side of transversal. Similarly 3 equal to 6, they are also the lying on the same side of transversal and interior angle. Okay. Now in axiom 6.3, what is given? If a transversal intersect two parallel lines, then each pair of corresponding angle is equal. That means, suppose there is a two parallel line M and N, okay, and one transversal, suppose L, intersect them. Then this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, and this is 8. So in this case, the corresponding angles are equal. That means the angle 1 will be equal to angle 5 because the lines are parallel. Okay. Then similarly you can say angle 2 will be equal to angle 6. Same condition, the lines are parallel. And similarly angle 4 equal to angle 8 because the lines are parallel, and angle 3 equal to angle 7. Why? Because the lines are parallel. Earlier I have just explained in the last match, I have explained this, that why these are equal, because they are a corresponding angle and the lines are parallel. Okay, so there from that we have given another axiom. If a transversal intersect two lines such that a pair of corresponding angles is equal, then two lines are parallel. Now just now we have given that if two lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are equal. Okay, we can say, we can give like that, if the corresponding angles are equal. Inversely, if the corresponding angles are equal, then the lines are parallel. Okay, axiom 6.1 say that if the lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are equal. And axiom 6.2 we have said that if the corresponding angles are equal, then the lines are parallel. Okay. Next, theorem 6.2, we have given one other theorem. If a transversal intersect two parallel lines, then each pair of alternate interior angles is equal. Just I have explained that when two lines are parallel, then alternate interior angles are equal. That means this is the 4 and this is the 6. There are alternate interior angles. So angle 4 equal to angle 6. This is the 3 and this is the 5. So angle 3 equal to angle 5 because they are alternate interior angles. Then theorem 6.3 we have said, if a transversal intersect two lines such that a pair of alternate interior angles is equal, then the two lines are parallel. Earlier we have said if the lines are parallel, then the alternate interior angles are equal. And inversely you can say what? If the alternate angles are equal, then the two lines are parallel. Okay. Then if a transversal intersect two parallel lines, then each pair of interior angle on the same side of transversal is supplementary. That means when a transversal intersect two parallel lines, then each pair of interior angle, that means interior angle means what? Angle 3 plus angle 6. This will be 180 degrees. Because we have said that these are supplementary. Each pair of interior angles on the same side. Because 3 and 6 are lying on the same side and they are interior angles. So angle 3 plus angle 6 equal to 180 degree. And angle 4 plus angle 5 equal to 180 degree because they are lying on the same side. Okay, for the parallel lines. Then another topic we have given, theorem 6.6, line which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. See, very interesting topic is this. Line which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. Suppose A is a line, B is also line, and C is also line. Okay, now we have given what? A parallel to B. We have given A parallel to B and B parallel to C. That means this line is parallel to that line. Again, this line also parallel to middle line. That means what you can say, that if this is parallel to A is parallel to B and B is parallel to C, we can say that A is also, this implies A is also parallel to C. Okay. So related to that, we have given some problem solution. In examples, exercise 6.2, we have given some question. See, first question is what? This is about exercise 6.2. Question number 1. What is given? We have given a diagram like that. A, B, C, D. A, B and C, D. Then this angle given 50 degree and this is given X. Again Y is not given and it is given 130 degree. So we are asked to find what? So that AB parallel to CD. We have to show them that AB parallel to CD. That means if we find the value of X and Y, okay, and if the X and Y values are become equal, that means these two are alternate interior angles. So we can say that when the alternate interior angles are equal, therefore the lines are parallel. So see how to do it. First thing, clearly X plus 50 degree equal to 180 degree. Why? Because they are forming X plus 50 degree equal to 180 degree because they are forming the linear pair. Okay, so from there we can find the value of X 180 degree minus 50 degree equal to 130 degree. So we got X value equal to what? 130 degree. Again, angle Y equal to 130 degree because angle Y and this angle 130 degree angles are equal. Why? Because these two are vertically opposite angle. So you can write also this is as a what? 130 degree. Now we can see that X and Y both have the same value. Since X equal to Y equal to 130 degree, two angles are equal and they have a value 130 degree. But they are alternate interior angles. So just I have explained that when two lines are parallel, then alternate interior angles are equal, and inversely we can say when the alternate interior angles are equal, then the two lines are parallel. That means therefore AB parallel to CD. Simply we have to do this like that way. Okay, so next match we have given what? AB parallel to CD. This AB line parallel to CD and CD also parallel to EF. Okay, then we have given the ratio of these two angles. Y is to 7 equal to given what? 3 is to Y is to Z equal to given 3 is to 7. So we are asked to find the value of X. Now see, since AB parallel to CD and CD parallel to EF, so by that theorem you can say since AB parallel to CD and CD parallel to EF, so by theorem you can say what? That AB also parallel to EF. AB is also parallel to EF. Now if we consider only AB parallel to EF and this one as a transversal, okay, say this transversal name, say we have given this name as a L. Now L is the transversal, then what will happen? X equal to Z, because these two lines are parallel, so X value and Y value and Z value will be what? Equal. And L is transversal. L is transversal. L is transversal. Therefore, what we can say that angle X equal to angle Z. Why? Because alternate interior angle. Because these two lines are parallel, so alternate interior angles are equal. Now let Y is to Z equal to 3:7. This is given. Therefore, angle Y equal to, say we have taken 3M and angle Z we have taken 7M. It is how we have to do the proportion match. Okay, the ratio match we have to do 3M and 7M. We have taken this like that. Now angle Z is equal to 7M and angle Z is also equal to X. Therefore, angle X equal to angle Z equal to 7M. That means X value and Z value will be equal, and this is 7M. Next, see X plus Y. I have told you, when the two lines are parallel, by the theorem, when the two lines are parallel, then their angles, interior angles, which is lying on the same side of the transversal, this is lying on the same side of the transversal, na? Their interior angle will be always, their sum will be always equal to what? 180 degree. That means they are supplementary. Now, so we can say like that. Now, angle X plus angle Y equal to 180 degree. Okay. Since we have taken X value 7M and Y value we have taken as a 3M equal to 180 degree, and this will be 10M equal to 180 degree, and M equal to what? 180 degree by 10, that means 18 degree. So we got the value of M now. Now we are asked to find the value of X. Therefore, angle X equal to 7M or 7 into 18 degree. So this will be equal to 126 degree, which is our required solution. Okay. So now next match we have given, see, AB parallel to CD given. AB is parallel to CD. That means these two lines are parallel. Also EF perpendicular to CD given. Since EF is perpendicular to CD, that means this angle and this angle will be what? 90 degree. Now angle ZED, this large angle given as a what? 126 degree. So we are asked to find angle AZE. That means we have to find this angle. Okay. And GEF, that means this small angle. And lastly we have to find which angle? Angle FGE. FGE. We have to find also this angle. Okay. So clearly see, since AB parallel to CD, AB parallel to CD, and if we consider GE as a transversal, GE as transversal, GE is a transversal, G is transversal, then what you can say, angle AZE equal to angle ZED, alternate interior angle, alternate interior angle. Now this GED is given what? GED is given 126 degree, but GED is equal to AZE, so you can write angle AZE. So ZED and AZE, this angle will be also equal to what? 126 degree. Okay. Next we have given, say, we are also find angle AZE. We got AZE. Now ZEF. To find a ZEF, to find this angle, we have to first find this angle also. Okay. So now angle GEC plus angle GED equal to 180 degree, because these two are forming a linear pair. Why this is equal? Because this is linear pair, they are forming a linear pair. Now GEC value is what given? We have to find this. So angle GEC like that, and GED value given 126 degree equal to 180 degree. Okay, so angle GEC equal to 180 degree minus 126 degree. So you will get 54 degree. That means GEC we have got 54 degree. Okay. So GEC you have got 54 degree. Next see. Next we have to find GEC equal to 54, and this GEC and this FGE, these two are alternate interior angle, because AB parallel to CD, and this time we have taken GE as a transversal. Now angle GEC equal to angle FGE, same condition, alternate interior angle. Since they are alternate interior angle, so we can do what? GEC value we have got what? Angle GEC we got value 54 degree. So this is equal to angle FGE. So this angle becomes what? 54 degree. So now we are asked to find GEF. That means we are asked to find now this angle. We have find all this angle. Now we are asked to find this, only that angle. Now we have to find GEF, only this angle. Okay. So to get this angle, what we can do? We got this angle as a 54 degree, and this angle is what? 90 degree. So simply we can get that angle by applying the angle sum property of a triangle, because for this triangle FGE, for a triangle FGE, two angles are given, 90 and 54 degree. So another angle can be found by subtracting from 180 the sum of these two given angles. Okay, so how to do it? See, now in triangle FGE, angle FGE plus angle GEF plus angle EFG equal to 180 degree. Because of what? Because the sum of the three angles of a triangle is always what? 180 degree. Now FGE value is given what? 54 degree, and GEF value we have to find this, and EFG value is given what? Since it is a perpendicular, na, that's why this will be automatically what? 90 degree, because this is a perpendicular. The EF is the perpendicular on CD, so this angle is 90 degree, so also this angle will be 90 because it is a perpendicular. So equal to 180 degree, and you will get angle GEF plus 144 degree equal to 180 degree, and angle GEF 180 degree minus 144 degree, which is our required solution. Okay, so up to 3 number we have discussed today. I hope you understand this. Okay, so thank you for today.